Welcome to Look Around the Confederation, where we will never, ever, ever fix the intro. I'm your host, the Evening Moose. And before we get started, please remember, views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are not necessarily views and opinions of the SCV, its GEC, nor any divisions, brigade, camps, or any other subsidiaries. How is everybody doing in Dixieland tonight? I got a great show for y'all planned. We're going to talk about SCV Chat's stacked April schedule. We're going to talk about all the great Confederate History Month events coming up. Got a lot of great events coming up. What's wrong with the intro? The intro cuts off prematurely. So it's supposed to go on for a couple more seconds. And it just cuts off and boom, I'm on the screen. It doesn't flow as well as the Monday show's intro goes. It has been on my to-do list to fix forever. And I'm thinking about, though, changing the theme song. So I keep going back and forth. And the problem is I just can't make up my mind. And I've been pretty busy lately, so I have not had the time to do it. Which Moose Factory, Degnabbit, Victor. Moose Factory, either where Confederate Moose has a soft spot for Longhorn. All right, you know what? I'll even put it up there, Victor. Okay, for those who don't know, my family farm doesn't just have regular Mississippi cattle. We have Texas Longhorns. And so what Victor is referring to is the fact that a couple weeks ago during spring break, me and my father went out to Texas to get us a couple more new Longhorns for the farm. So, you know what, Victor? I'll give you a pat on the back on that one. That one actually got a good chuckle out of me, which not a lot of Moose Facts did. So, congratulations, Victor. Got David in the chat. Got Dr. Samuel Mitchum. Good to see him again. Glad to see you, sir. I'll actually be talking about you in a bit, sir. Well, towards the end of the show, but I digress. Yes. When we kind of get out of the SCV busy season, I might talk to Carl. For those who do not know, Carl Jones wrote and sang the SCV Chat famous theme song. It's that theme song you hear every Monday. But we also have our going to have another brain fart day. Our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, Walter D. Donnie Kennedy. Good to see you, sir. Jude, you gave me a lot of news. Thank you. For those who do not know, well, I think I'll have to be careful, or I might accidentally nominate you, Mr. Kennedy, at the next reunion. Oh, that'll get me in trouble. But not even at the next one. It'd be the 2024 one. But got a lot of great things here all night. And again, we are just a couple of days out from April, our big month here in the SCV and for Confederate historians everywhere. Of course, it is Confederate History Month coming up here in April. So please send me all your events that you have. We want this show in April to be just about y'all's show. Now, of course, the first 2 weeks we will have Commander's Comments, the first look around of Look Around Confederation, the first Thursday of the month. I'll get out eventually. And then the second one, I've already confirmed it. We're going to have a Confederate Legion update, which I'm looking forward to so much. I have a good feeling. I cannot wait to hear it. And then we have a couple other things planned for Look Around that I'm still trying to get set in stone. But the goal for Look Around in April will, of course, be to continue to promote big April Confederate History Month events, but also provide great content. Of course, the first 2 episodes out of the month, we will not be officially covering news on Look Around. Now, we'll post it. I might go live the next day to talk about the news in a short Look Around special. But we have a great plan for you. I have the schedule for SCV Chat's Big April. We always try to go big here for April. And I do have a couple of things planned. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get in the news. So make sure you keep on, spread the word, people. If you know about a Confederate event happening in April, go reach out to them. Hey, have you sent your information to Look Around? Well, they just promote your event for free. They love camp news. They love hearing about events. They love promoting events. Let's get this ball rolling for April, people. I want Look Around to have the most news it's ever had in April and May, ever. I want the events I'm promoting in April to be the most I've ever promoted on Look Around. Look Around is, oh, we're on season 3. Ooh. We've been doing this for 3 years now, Look Around, or close to it. So April is big. We need to push it. Oh, we have Carl Jones. Carl, we were talking about making you make another SCV chat theme song, but for Look Around, because the Look Around intro is messed up all the way. Let's see here. Our Lieutenant Commander in Chief, Walter D. Donnie Kennedy, says that April is going to be a big month for the SCV and everybody gets involved. We will be going national about the SCV and the SCV Museum, which is great news. I'm guessing that is also something y'all are going to talk about in a week or 2 weeks' time. I know that we have the Commander-in-Chief, Jason Boshears, who is in the chat, talking about don't hide your Southern pride. And we will have him on the first Thursday in April 6th, and then April 15th, we'll have the Confederate Legion update. So it is going to be great. It's going to be great. Jack, well, don't worry, Jack. We are making a big push in April for news and events to be published with SCV Chat, Look Around the Confederation. And I'll explain why towards the end of the show when I give you an update on how the SCV Chat website is going. Yes, sir, I have. It will actually go up tomorrow on the SCV Chat page and be sent out to all of our people tomorrow, I believe. If you're talking about the one that you just made recently, yes, sir. The April is Confederate History and Heritage Month one, I believe. I say history and heritage. That's just what we call it in Mississippi, or how I was raised to saying it. So if you see me trip up, no need to point it out. I'll point it out to myself in my head. But we're going to go ahead and jump into some of the news, and we're going to go back and forth and talking to everybody. But, of course, we got a couple events planned. All right. Let's see here. First one, we got this from the AOT Commander, Jimmy Hill, that the first annual Yellow Hammer Jammer, sponsored by the Alabama Divisions of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, will be held September 30th, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at Confederate Memorial Park in Mayberry, Alabama. That's that Mississippi accent coming out, don't you know? Music will be performed by Mutt Cooper, Allie Knight, Brandon Young, and Unreconstructed. Past Commander-in-Chief Chuck McMichael will be the keynote speaker. Food and drinks will be available. Games for kids, adult door prizes, historical presentations, and other activities. Bring your ice cream freezers, pop-up tents, and lawn chairs. There will be a hot dog eating contest for adults and kids. There's no administration fee to enter the park. It will be a good day of family fun. Wow. Doesn't that sound fantastic? It is going to be a great day in September. Alabama Division always tries to outdo the Mississippi Division. We have a lovely, friendly rivalry, I like to think anyway. But it sounds like y'all are going to have a great event, and I hope to be there. Our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief has asked, and then again, this will go public on the SCV Chat Facebook page tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's already on the Sons of the SCV's Facebook page. Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshears' April Heritage Proclamation. We need to share this on all social media, folks, and I've talked about it before. I have an SCV social Facebook page that is designed only for SCV stuff, so I only share SCV stuff on that page. If that is something you want to do it. If you want to share it on your personal, do it. If you have some Confederate history groups like that on Facebook, share it. Share it on Instagram. Share it on Twitter. Share it everywhere you can that you have a social media account, people. Let's not hide our pride here. Let's get this information out there. Will folks be able to go to your new website and watch SCV chat and look around instead of Facebook? Yes, sir. So right now, the website will be worked on continuously all year, and I'll talk about this more during the website update towards the end of the show. We have a lot of plans right now. Some of them is going to require us doing a couple of those fundraising things that me and GCP threw out there around the end of last year, because we're going to need money to do it right. Right now, I have toyed with, for example, you won't have access to our library right now on the website, but there is a plan in the future to include all of the SCV chat, look around, special announcement, and just funny videos we have done over the years on the SCV chat website. But right now, we're only going to have an archive of a couple of our episodes. And right now, you can watch us live from the website, but it's a parallel. It is showing you the YouTube feed, and it doesn't support the YouTube channel, but you're watching the YouTube feed. And in the future, I would like to broadcast it directly to the website, but that takes a whole lot of money. But again, we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. But I have a lot of great ideas for the website. And so I'm just taking it one day at a time. I have a goal in mind for when I want to get the first version of the website out, and it will be continuously updated until hopefully the full-on version that I wish for right now is available by June or July by the National Reunion. But the kind of beta test version that I will need feedback on will be hopefully up soon. But let's get into a bit more news before I talk about all that. All right, so we got a flag dedication ceremony. Let me pull this up. All right, so let me get this up. So this 50-foot flagpole in Augusta, Georgia, had to be moved due to the sale of the property. It has found a new home visible plot off of Highway 441. The pole has already been fixed up. The base has been good, thanks to Division Adjutant Hawkins and his crew that moved the pole from Augusta, and the 7th Brigade Commander Chris May for retrofitting the pole. But then both the Montgomery County Sharpshooters Camp 2164 and the Pine Barrens Volunteers SCV Camp 2039 pulled together donations and manpower to get everything ready. This event, where there will be a rededication on April 8th, 2023 at 11 a.m. Address is, of course, below the picture. And for an extra sweet thing to go to, I have been to a couple of swearing-in ceremonies for SCV members and for SCV members going into the Metcalf, and I absolutely just love seeing any type of swearing-in ceremony of officers, of anything. You'll get to see the Mechanized Cavalry swearing in of Richard Peacock and Herschel Smith. So that is a great event going on in Georgia. That is sent by Jude. Jude sent me a whole lot. And Jude, I will admit, I had to cut off the news because you sent me a good bit of information, and I didn't realize that my note section on here cut it off until right now. But I hope I got your message across. And, of course, if I missed anything, please put it in the chat. All right, it looks like our Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy, says that the Commander-in-Chief, Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, and himself are still working on the new Confederate Legion website. I cannot wait to see what y'all do there. I know it has been a major pain in the butt to get mine settled, but has been a joyful experience. But then again, I'm not conducting as much information as y'all are. What I'm basically doing, and again, we'll talk about this towards the end of the show with what the website has right now and what the goals are for the future. I'm just putting information that y'all have out into the world more. So I'll explain it better in a bit, but I'm not having to put as much information together that you are. We got Christian Lee, another host here on the SCV chat crew. If you don't know him, he's in the chat. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Got Sean McFall of Look Around Florida's in the chat. Good to see you as well, sir. Now, this next bit of news is it's an interesting one. So this is more of a journey of one of our members. And you might ask, why did you include this? Because it doesn't really fit into what you normally do. And you're correct. It's not. It's not what we normally do here on Look Around. But I just loved what all this man did. And I want to give him a pat on the back. First off, he had to make a very long trip to do this. So I wanted to make sure I gave him just credit. So this next report is coming from Zach McCarr. He is a member of SCV Camp 2023 of the California Division. Compatriot Zach traveled to the National Confederate Museum. And let me just read what has happened. He said, last week, I had the honor of making the pilgrimage from California to Dixie and seeing the SCV headquarters in person, and it was an absolute treat. The property was beautiful. I was able to check out our museum and make some purchases in the gift shop and tour the mansion. The highlights of my visit were, of course, being able to visit General Forrest and his wife's graves and pay my respects, as well as getting to meet the Commander-in-Chief, Jason Boshears. This was an absolute bucket list trip for me. I'm not sure when I'll be able to make the trip from California again, but until that time comes, I will keep up the good fight along with my compatriots here on the West Coast. He also has another picture of him by the Jeff Davis statue, kind of at the back corner of the museum. And I just want to say congratulations, first off, sir. Glad to see that you had a great time at our national headquarters. And it's good to see members from far and wide come to see our national headquarters, the National Confederate Museum, Elm Springs. And if you went there last week, I'm not sure you knew this, but you visited, the property has now been named, the Southern Heritage Center. So you got to do a good little bit there. And here's our Commander-in-Chief saying it was great to see Zach. And it's great just to see a member from California drive all that way. Or I'm guessing he's driving, but he still traveled a long way regardless. And he still went there. He still spent money at our museum. He supported our museum. So that's just absolutely amazing. We'll actually talk about that soon, Mr. Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief. You know what? We'll go ahead and talk about it. Our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief has brought up a reenactment that's happening this weekend. The Battle of Pleasant Hill will be held March 31st, Friday through Sunday, April 2nd. Entry fee is $5 a person. For people ages 5 and under, it's free. You have free parking. Reenactments and activities will take place 3 miles north of Pleasant Hill at 2327 Highway 175. Event schedule Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. will be a school day. Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. will be breakfast. 10 a.m. a parade. 11 a.m. a battle program. At 12 p.m. Let's see here. A guest speaker looks like Dr. Henry O. Robertson. And then at 1:30 p.m., opening ceremonies at 2 o'clock p.m., the battle reenactment itself at 7 p.m., period, ball, and court procession. And Sunday follows a similar schedule of from 7 a.m. to a 9 a.m. will be breakfast, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. open camp activities, 10 a.m. as well will be a church service, and it is open to all. At 1 p.m. will be a crowning ceremony of the 2022 Miss Battle of Pleasant Hill, followed by opening ceremony, and at 2 p.m. will be another reenactment. The Battle of Pleasant Hill is a phenomenal reenactment if you've never been able to go to it, and I would highly recommend everybody go to it. It's in Louisiana, great time, and just absolutely great. And there's also a great monument there that you can check out. I wish I could go, but sadly, there's a personal reason in the Mississippi Division that a lot of us probably won't be able to go on Saturday. I'm not going to go into it. I haven't talked to this member enough to disclose this information publicly, but we all have a person that we are going to pay our respects to. So we will not be able to go. But it is a phenomenal event. And of course, Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief Walter D. Dunn Kennedy talking about the great monument there. Jack says it's on his bucket list to go there one day. I couldn't agree more. Victor, you do have the mental age of a 5-year-old, but I'm pretty sure they're talking about physical age. Callie says it is a great event. The original battlefield was on her family's property. Wow, did not know that. Alan says, I look forward to the Pleasant Hill reenactments. My three-time great-grandfather and one of his sons were killed there. And Jack says he is going to he wish he could go, but he has the first showing of his museum tent. Is that going to be the Shreveport? Yes, they're talking about the Shreveport Monument that was relocated on the property. So it'll be the first time it will be there, I believe, for the reenactment. I could be wrong, but let's see here. Next up, we have a big event. The 20th Annual Confederate Memorial Day Service held on the Memorial Plaza in front of the carvings on Stone Mountain. Confederate Memorial Park will be Saturday, April 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Keynote speaker will be Pastor John Weaver. It is sponsored by the Georgia Divisions of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. And this is going to be a massive, and I mean massive event. Let's see here if there's anything. At 11 a.m., there will be a cookout provided by the Georgia Division, and the service will start at 11:45 p.m. and end at 1 p.m. All SCV members and family and friends are welcome to attend. They will have music performed by bluegrass group Jubilee at 10 a.m. I'm sorry, I missed that part. But this is going to be a big trip. So I would highly recommend everybody to go. I can't make it, but I will explain why very soon. But I wish I could go. But if you can go, I definitely would recommend it. It's going to be a great event, and the Georgia Division, like always, is going to knock it out of the park. And, of course, you get to see one of the most beautiful monuments out there, Stone Mountain. So it's a win-win all around. So I would highly recommend you try to go if you can. All right, the next event we're going to be talking about, and our Commander-in-Chief says he will be at Stone Mountain, and he hopes to see you there. If anyone is attending, please let me know. We can meet up, and I'll show you around Georgia if you're out from the state. Jude, I would really love to take you up on that. But my camp will actually be celebrating its 30th anniversary on this day. And so I'll be with my camp celebrating our 30th anniversary back in Mississippi. Speaking of the Mississippi Division, on April 22nd, the Mississippi Division Sons of Confederate Veteran invites you to Confederate Memorial Day at Beauvoir. Dinner on the grounds at noon on the front lawn. Main entrees and drinks will be provided. Please feel free to bring additional meat or any dessert. Our guest speaker will be General Executive Councilman for the Army of Trans-Mississippi, Charles LeRae. The Confederate Memorial Service will begin at 2 p.m. And everybody is encouraged to bring a floral tribute for the laying of the wreath ceremony at the tomb of the unknown Confederate soldier. Please email your name, title, organization, camp, or charter number to harrisondallsscv@gmail.com by April 21st, 2023. I just noticed my emails on that. So I'm in charge of the wreaths, I guess. So please attend the Mississippi Division's Confederate Memorial Day at Beauvoir. Captain of the Mechanized Cavalry here in the 1G, Mississippi, Billy Bryant says the Rake and Graves camp will be the cooking team for the day as well. Thank you, sir. Susie, I didn't realize that you put my email on that until reading it right now for the show live. So that was a welcome treat. Thank you for that. I was looking at it and I was like, that looks like my SCV email. Because for a joke, I did bring this one up there that I knew had my SCV email on it to ask people to please bring some. I know I'd say it. Floral tributes, wreaths. I know I'm going to say it wrong. So wreaths for the memorial service. And I knew that I was put on that one. I did not know I was put on the official flyer for Confederate Memorial Day. That is a fun little surprise I have found. So for once, I'm going to ask you to send to my personal email, harrisondallsscv@gmail.com, if you're going to be participating in the ceremony. And I highly recommend that you do. My camp will be doing it. If I can talk a certain GCB Conroe into making sure SCV Chat has a wreath, SCV Chat will be doing it. And of course, I hope to be live that day as well. A lot going on that day. But please come down to Confederate Memorial Day at Beauvoir, hosted by the Mississippi Division, Sons of Confederate Veterans. All right, some good news going on over here. Let me get back up here. Like, I'm going all over the place with my news this episode. It's been joyful. On Monday, March 27th, the General William J. Hardy Camp 1397 in Dallas, Georgia, swore in 2 new members at their monthly meetings. I want to be one of the first people to welcome y'all into this great organization. I'm so happy you guys have joined us, and I cannot wait to see what y'all do for the cause. It's always great to see new members sworn in. I get all excited and stuff like that. It's just really good to see, you know. You're gonna bring the well, I'll put you in charge of taking photos for Look Around then, Callie. Since you guys put me in charge of the Reeves, apparently. Let's see here. Yep, we're growing our ranks and our brotherhood, and that's always a good thing. Talked with the Mississippi SCV folks today, and are excited about new things happening at Beauvoir by our Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy. Beauvoir's got some good things going on. I'm happy to see a lot of things going on down there. I love Beauvoir. Happy to help. I was so honored when they asked me to help out with this event. I did not know I was in charge of Reese, though, until right now. But I did volunteer, so I asked for it in their defense. All right, going on to the next bit of news. I've kind of jumped around here, so I'm trying to figure out exactly where I am. here. What is this? All right. Yeah, I know what this is. Where is it? SCV Camp number 152's Confederate History Heritage Month. Ooh. I'll say it in a second. Give me a second. Again, this is a cruel joke placed on me by Connor. He knows I have trouble with pronunciation, and we have this problem every episode. I can't get through one episode without something like this happen, but they're having their Confederate History Month event on April 29th at 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Of course, Dr. Michael Bradley will be their guest speaker. This is in, let's see here. I'm trying to figure out where exactly this event is. Oh, no, put that back up there. Remove this. Let's see here. Let's see here. I see it. I know it's in Tennessee, but it is so small on my screen. I sadly cannot see it. My deepest apologies. I'm not blaming them by any means, but when you send stuff in, please give me the names of the events, because sometimes I can see the flyer, but when I put it on the screen, I can't read it. It gets blurry. I will be posting this, of course, all on the SCV Chat Facebook page after the show, and you'll be able to see it in the detail that I was able to when I first read it and was like, okay, I can just write that down. All right, moving on to the next bit of news from our good friends at the Pennsylvania Vindicators, Camp 828. They wanted to say they will be firing the cannon salutes at this Sunday's UDC event, Confederate Memorial Day event at They'll be firing a cannon salute this Sunday for the UDC as the Ringgold Battery. Camp 828 feels so honored to be doing these on these hallowed grounds. This will be taking place in Appomattox, Virginia. Again, this Sunday, April 2nd at 2 p.m. Please feel free to attend. Again, support all these events if you can. The cemetery there is owned by the UDC, and there are 17 Confederate soldiers there with one Union soldier. So if you can go out to support any of these events, of course, please do that. We got two more bits of news. We'll take a quick Pop-Tart break, and we will talk about the SCV Chat website update. Let's see here. I thought I said Appomattox right. I've been saying it like that all my life. I've not been corrected yet until now by David. Appomattox. Does that sound good? Let me go into my Mississippi accent with it. The joys. Fatesville, Tennessee. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys for seeing that for me again. My screen is a lot smaller than y'all's because I have so many things going on my screen when the show is live. I cannot see really myself well or what's on the screen well. So thank you guys for being able to see that for me. The Rankin Grays Camp 2278 are having their annual candlelight memorial service on April 8th at a now I'm getting bullied in text messages while the show is going live. I have lovely friends here in the SCV. At their usual meeting place. I think, Billy, are you still in the chat? If Billy's in the chat, if you could provide the address for the restaurant y'all meet at, please. Just so everybody can have it. Or you can go to the Rankin Grays Facebook page and ask that you want to go to the event. But that is the last bit of news for the evening. I do have one more Confederate Memorial Day event to talk about. Yes, I'm a bit biased keeping my camp last. I understand. I didn't realize I put them last until right about now. The Samuel H. Poe Camp Number 255 presents their annual Confederate Memorial Day service on April 23rd, 2023 at 2 p.m. Our location where we're holding the event is the Confederate Monument in the Shibuya Cemetery. So please come out and join us. My camp has a small service. We just get together and just respect the Confederate veteran and have a pretty good service, pretty good prayer, and see if there's any work we can do around the monument and the cemetery or anything else. But we'd be happy if you joined us. I want to thank the Samuel H. Poe Camp Number 255's adjutant for making that flyer. It looks very nice and well done. That Harrison Dawes is truly a wizard when it comes to making flyers. I want to thank the camp commander, Forrest Dawes, for sending that in to us. Oh, gosh. Well, thank you guys for staying with me throughout all the news. We're going to hit a quick Pop-Tart break in a second. And when we come back, I will discuss a bit. I'm going to try to keep a couple surprises for you about the SCV Chat April schedule. And we will talk, of course, about the website. But before we do any of that, we need to talk about tonight's sponsor. And tonight's sponsor is the Kennedy Twins' newest book, Jefferson Davis and the High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government. Jefferson Davis, wait a second. There it goes. There's my speech. Jefferson Davis' High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government was about how Jefferson Davis was a leader of the high road to emancipation. He looked for a day in which slaves would be prepared to live and participate in society. He did more, though, than advocate for the high road to emancipation. He practiced his beliefs in the ultimate emancipation of Southern slaves. Many of his former slaves left for prosperity and their testimony about their former master, who prepared them for freedom and to be a self-sustaining member of society. You can get the Kennedy Twins' newest book, Jefferson Davis and the High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government, at www.kennedytwins.com and most online bookstores. Or you can follow the link in the chat. The link is also in the chat. It is a phenomenal book. I hope to maybe talk the Kennedy Twins into coming on around June-ish, around Jefferson Davis's birthday, maybe, to talk about it. I haven't talked to him about it at all, but that was just a personal plan I'm going to throw out there because the book is phenomenal. Jude says he just started reading it, and it's amazing. A 10 out of 10. It's hard to put down. We got a address for the Rankin Gray's Candlelight Memorial Service that is held on April 8th right there. Thank you, Mr. Donald. But we want to thank the Kennedy Twins for sponsoring tonight's Pop-Tart break. And again, please remember that you can get the Jefferson Davis High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government at www.kennedytwins.com and most online bookstores. We will be right back to talk about how SCV Chat is going to be celebrating Confederate Memorial, our Confederate History Month, right after this.
There is a place nestled in the rolling farmland of southern Middle Tennessee. A home constructed in 1837, nearly lost to the ravages of war. Saved by a servant and a Confederate general. A place where families loved and lost. If walls could talk, what stories could be told? If a place, a home, can feel love, loss, pain, surely this is one of those places. Nearby is a more recent structure, and inside are the stories of heroes and heroines, stories of battles won and lost. stories of sacrifices made by the people of its native soil. A place that will tell the true and complete story of the Southland and the war fought for its freedom. From the causes that led to the conflict to the modern-day struggles to protect Southern history. Historic Elm Springs and the Confederate Museum at Elm Springs are the general headquarters for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. A place where the story of the Southland and its historic struggle is preserved and told. Come and discover your history.
Always love that commercial, not just because it has my father in it, but it is just absolutely beautiful and stunning, and I get absolute chills every time we pan over to the SCV logo in the window. Absolutely love it. We have the Raphael Sims Camp 1321 in the chat. Good to see y'all. But we want to thank you again to the Kennedy Twins book, Jefferson Davis and the High Road to Emancipation, Constitutional Government, for sponsoring tonight's Pop-Tart Break. The Kennedy Twins' new book is available at www.kennedytwins.com and most online bookstores. All right, so we're going to quickly go over, I mean quickly, about as much as you usually can tell out of Mississippian means quickly. The SCV Chat's April schedule, and of course, Look Around's April schedule, a couple of videos we're going to be sharing out, and just some general plans for April, and of course, website update. If walls could talk. Yep, that's the voice of the SCV. It's a lot better than mine, and he can pronunciate. All right. So the first 2 Mondays of April, we're going to go by shows. So we're going to talk about SCV Chat's April schedule, and then Look Around and some things we're going to plan on doing at random. So the first 2 Mondays are, of course, going to be the Heroes of Our Heroes series that we have been doing. The first one will be on April 3rd. It will be covering the Swamp Fox. And then we'll have another one on April 10th about The Patriot, a movie review. We have not really ever done a movie review in the sense of the word. We've usually talked about movies and stuff and given somewhat of a review, but we've not given a movie review to the point where we're trying to do for April 10th. And of course, the Patriot movie they took some inspirations from the Swamp Fox. So again, that's what we'll be talking about the first 2 Mondays in April. The third Monday of the month is always the night that Carl Jones, the Army of Tennessee councilman, hosts for us. He always has a great historical speaker. And if I remember correctly, you know what? That's going to be one of the surprises we keep. It's going to be a great episode no matter what, because Carl's in it. Carl always has some of the highest rated SCV Chat episodes when he hosts or when he's involved. And it's always going to be a highly educating episode. So I highly recommend you go. And on the last Monday of the month, we have hopefully a special guest speaker coming on to talk about the war. I'm going to keep it quiet. I'm going to talk to him a bit longer before we announce it. But we have 2 great guest speakers to end out SCV Chat in April. So I've been waiting. Oh, John, I'm sorry. I'm one of those people, I get so busy, man. I'm glad you mentioned that. I do not mind being called out if you do it in a respectful way. John, thank you for that. I'll put you on the slate soon. Now, of course, I can't do it in April. You just heard that we have absolutely always booked April down to the core. So we don't have any openings in April. We might have an opening maybe in one of the Thursdays on Look Around, which would be where you'd come on to talk about Michigan and the SCV. So let me see if I can figure out if we're going to have that opening or not. We've already invited the guest on is the reason I'm unsure. So it's just if this person agrees or not, if I can get you on. You understand, I'm a man. I try my best to be a man of my word. And with me already inviting these people for these days, I can't just take my voice away or my word away. But John, I'm glad that you mentioned that. Thank you. Again, I don't mind being called out. Sometimes I get just incredibly busy. At some point in April, either on the 10th through the 14th, we want to have a Confederate Day push where we post a face video or the museum promotion video. We don't know which yet. And we're going to hopefully get some money together and push it out there as an ad on Facebook. And we want everybody to share it that week. It's going to be a big week for us. We want to just get some high numbers out there and make a big splash on social media on the April 11th through the 14th week. On Wednesday, April 26th, we will have Adam Southern come on, the executive director of the SCV, to talk about our Hearth and Home episode. And he's got a great episode being planned for y'all in April. And of course, that last week in April is what I call SCV Chat Week, where we have a episode on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's those big episodes we used to do. We used to have weeks like that all the time. Bringing that back for this week in April. And that Thursday, the 27th on Look Around, I have hopefully an address of the division plan. I reached out to the division commander. I will not say the division or his name because we are just now talking, and I want to make sure I can get him nailed down. But hopefully, we have a big week planned on you that end of the week. And the first look around, April 6th, we have Commander's Comments, where our Commander-in-Chief, Jason Boshears, and our Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy, will come on and give you an update on what National is doing and what they're planning on for April and just stuff like that. I haven't got what we're going to talk about yet, but I always know it's a great one because, of course, you get two of our leaders coming on and discussing in real time what they're doing. And there's not many organizations that you can say that do that. So I'm very happy to have that coming on. And then the second Thursday of the month, April 13th, we have a Confederate Legion update. Now, I've already been promised by the Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy, that we're going to have a great Confederate Legion update as well. We got some cool things donated to the museum the last day or two. Should make a good Hearth and Home. Well, thank you, Commander. You got me all excited now. I can't wait. Cannot wait. All right, and a couple other things that we're planning on doing. I forgot to put them in. They haven't sent anything in officially, but it's a big event. There's a monument going up in April in Mississippi on the 15th of April in Calhoun County. They've never had a Confederate monument in this county before, so they are very excited to be pushing that, getting that out there. And I'm going to talk to them. I haven't. We talked about it, I think, very lightly, but I haven't confirmed it. So maybe on April 15th, we might be live for a monument dedication ceremony for the first time this monument is going to be up. For the first time that Calhoun County is going to have a Confederate monument. So I'm very happy to see that happening on April 22nd. We tried to do this last year, a Beauvoir Memorial Day live stream, but something always happens. So we're going to try again on April 22nd. We're going to hope for the best. But that is kind of SCV Chat's schedule going into April. We're going to continue to try to do something big every week in April. Of course, the first week we have Commander's Comments. That's going to be the big thing. We're going to do that first week. The second week we have that social media push we want to do with one of the faces video or the museum ad. We haven't made up our minds yet. I might talk to our Commander-in-Chief and our Chief of Heritage Operations, Mr. Ron Kennedy, later and maybe ask if they have a preference, if they want us to try to do a whole big SCV media push outside the chat too. I would like that idea. We're going to do that the second week of April along with a Confederate Legion update. The third week of April, we plan on trying to do a Beauvoir live stream on Confederate Memorial Day. That's going to be the big thing. And then the last week in April is the SCV Chat Week, where we have 3 episodes, and they're all going to be great. I'm being told that the Confederate Legion newsletter will be sent out via email next week, and we all should be looking into that. Our Commander-in-Chief Jason Bosir says he will be in Calhoun County, Mississippi on April 15th. A new monument. We put them up and honor them. I want to thank our Commander-in-Chief for coming down here to Mississippi for it. I cannot wait to hear you speak, sir, as always, and I cannot wait to see this new monument come up. And then I'll have their flyer next week, and I'll post it, of course, tomorrow after the show when I post all the flyers. I think it's going to be a good week. But that is kind of SCV Chat's plan in April. We've got a lot of stuff we're trying to do, so you're going to have to be patient with us. We're going to be very busy people. I'm going to be all over the place already. I have an event almost every weekend or every day that I could possibly have an off day, so I'm going to be going crazy. Calhoun County, Mississippi. So it is about 30 minutes from Oxford, Mississippi, where the team that beats LSU on a regular basis stays. I do that our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief. I don't think I can be brought up on charges for smack talking the SCV officer sports team, but we'll find out. But no, sir, it's about 30 minutes to an hour away from Oxford, Mississippi, and that's the best way I can describe it. Like I describe my own town. We're an hour from Hattiesburg, but we will have their flyer up tomorrow. And we'll be promoting it on Look Around after that. That's a lovely response. He is a Mississippian. He's one of our greatest, our most famous Mississippian in the modern age, our Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief, Walter D. Donnie Kennedy. Calhoun. I know I'm saying that one right, David. My father used to live in Calhoun, Mississippi. I used to spend a lot of childhoods in Calhoun, so I know I am. Good sir. Callie, I'm sorry, but that goes against the SCV Chat's guidelines. I'm going to have to delete that comment. And you think I'm joking, I still deleted the comment. Commander-in-Chief, Chief of Heritage Operations Ron Kennedy with this comment. I do not actually know, but I'm trying to think. I feel like I've been told about him before. David, I think you're right on the senator, but that's how everybody in Mississippi says Calhoun. I might be dead wrong. More than likely am. We're looking forward to your visit, sir. Praying it warms up and dries out before we get there. Amen. Amen. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the website update. So I'm even going to pull up the website on my phone and talk about it. So the SCV Chat website is going along great. We've had, I accidentally closed out of the website. How about that for an interesting plot twist in my night? So, well, that will only take me to what y'all can see right now. So let me pull it up on my computer. That was an interesting plot twist I was not expecting. Our Commander-in-Chief, Jason Bosir, says he's looking forward to seeing everybody. Let's see here. All right, so the SCV Chat website is coming along very greatly. There's only 2 pages on the website I'm currently really having to work on, and that is the home page. I'm trying to figure out how I want to set that up right now, and that's just a personal thing. I could probably, if I had my mind made up on what I wanted to do on the homepage, it'd be already done. But the reason I wanted to do this update is for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is because I wanted to get a bit of feedback from everybody on what they think of my ideas before the website goes live soon. So, of course, we have an about section telling you about the SCV chat story, meet the team page where you get to meet all the SCV chat crew, the official crew we have right now. And I have left lovely Easter eggs of SCV chat history all over the page. Is your hat from Liberty University? Yes, I'm currently a student at Liberty University. Please bring up the fall muster poster contest. Callie, send me the information real quick, and I'll bring it up. You got my number. Send it. I could have swore we have it somewhere, but I don't remember where I put that information. So, Callie, send it to me real quick, and I'll plug the Beauvoir Fall Muster poster contest. But, of course, it's not going to load the one time I need it to, because that's just my luck. And, I love Liberty. I've had a great time there. All right. So, I love it. I absolutely love it. Their history program is pretty strong in early American history. Now, like every university these days, when it gets to the war between the states, but we have a couple more like-minded people there than you would think. So it's great. It's great. I've enjoyed it. Their history on the Revolutionary War, their historians and professors are unmatched in that department. Yes, please share this episode. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the poster contest for Fall Muster. Fall Muster is the biggest fundraising event for Beauvoir. And, of course, Beauvoir is the last home of our only president, Jefferson Davis, held in Biloxi, Mississippi. So all entries in this contest are due by May 15th, 2023, and we'll have this poster up next week as well, and I'll post it tomorrow. Original artwork must include the Hunley exhibit, School Day on Friday, Unreconstructed String Band on Saturday, Period Ball Saturday night, hours of operation, and must be no longer than an 8x10. You can please submit them to C. Buntner at beauvoir.org. And we'll see how long until I get roasted for that one. I would love to get my doctorate in history one day. It's gonna take forever though. Right, I'm going. But Callie, you got jokes right now, I see. But that is the fall muster. Let's see here. There you go. I'm having to pull it up on my phone because the website is not loading up on my computer for some reason. I'm guessing it's because of how I'm taking a good bit of information away and putting it into the live stream. I'm still mad at myself for deleting my website on my phone. I thought I had it ready. I'll play something for a second. Let's see if I got anything, and we can have a quick another Pop-Tart break while I give a small update on the website.
I am Rabbi Thomas Fortenberry. I'm a descendant of Isaac Fortenberry, a Confederate veteran. Many of the people in my family were veterans. As a military veteran, I served with the United States Army. It's important to veterans of all wars to remember those who have passed and what they did and what they suffered. Everyone who serves gives a part of themselves. The SCV is much a part of that. The SCV serves people, not only the people that are involved as members, but the community. My commitment to the SCV is a commitment to our heritage, our cause, not in a violent way nor aggressive way, simply in the way we live. Live what you believe. But in your defense, know in what you're defending and defend it truthfully. May Yahovah bless you and keep you. May Yahovah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace and blessing.
I love that one. I sometimes I can't find it in my stack of videos I have on here, so I don't play it as often, but I absolutely love that one. So the SCV website, SCV chat website that I'm currently building, we have a news section, which, let's see here, it won't pull up right now. Let me again edit everything and move that over here. All right, so one thing that I thought about doing for a while was the news. And so we will have a blog of news, which it will be disputed as, let's see here. News will be either under Look Around News, SCV Chat News, or SCV News. So SCV News would be, of course, news from national, like the proclamation that we've been talking about, or the National Confederate Museum update, or a challenge to woke politicians and the military, or just regular SCV Chat News. And Look Around News would be camp and division news that we've talked about on, of course, Look Around. And of course, SCV Chat News would just be updates from the SCV Chat crew. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while now, a way that you can see our breaking news. And that was what we came up with. We also got the SCV Chat story on here. Episodes, archived episodes would be some of our favorite episodes. Again, I talked about at the beginning of the night that with the plan I have right now on the website I'm building, we can't put all of our library on there right now. That's something we're going to have to wait and do in the future. But we're putting some of our best episodes out there first, and that would be under archived episodes. Next would be live episodes, where you can watch the most recent episode of SCV Chat or Look Around. You can watch our website from there live. I have not seen a problem with it, but we won't know about any problems until we post the website live. The website goes live. And, of course, we have people watching on the website. Let's see here. Next would be, we have something that I've been toying with for a while now, events. So under a password protected tab, we have SCV events going on that month. I'm still troubleshooting some of it. The software is not working right with me right now on the calendar I chose for this. But the idea would be that is where you could go find SCV events, UDC events, OCR events, MOSB events. It'd be under password. We're trying to think of and brainstorm a way to make sure that only members have access to these things, and friends and people that we know won't try to show up. But then again, this is live out there. Anybody can watch it. So, but we go back and forth on it right now. But we will have a page for events and a page for news. And that's about it right now. That's the joist of the website. We wanted to make sure that if you can find events, you can find episodes, you can find news. And that is kind of the pillars of SCV Chat. You know, we might add a area for historical talks, conversations, a blog type deal. That is what the SCV News is under. But we'll have to think about that, of course. But as of right now, that's what I'm working with. It is about 90% done. I'll mess with Christian Lee after the show. The SCV chat crew will be the first ones to look at it, and I have a day in mind where I would like to unveil this. We just got to see. But if all goes well, I will say sometime in mid-April, the first version of the SCV chat website will be up. So I see we have a suggestion from Christian Lee, which there should be a button on the website to send out all news to these types of people. That would help everybody out. I 100% agree. But that's when you're dealing with news, stuff like that. Again, actually, I don't know where I was going with that first thought, Christian. Sorry. But my second thought is there is something we can do with that, but right now it's having to be sidelined because of budget restraints. So SCV Chat does have a budget. It's not a very big budget, but it's a budget nonetheless. And so there's some things that we want to do on the website on this first version that we're not going to be able to do until the foreseeable future. But we've been wanting to do this website for a while now. It gives you another place to watch us. It gives you a place to see all SCV news, SCV chat news, and all Look Around news. And it gives you a place to look at SCV chat events all over the country. Instead of, say you miss Look Around, you can go to Look Around News and see what happened. Say you can't remember where an event is. Instead of having to scroll through the SCV chat Facebook page now, you have a place where you can go look at these events. So it's been a dream project of mine for a long time to get this up and going. And I'm happy to say that, again, by mid-April, the beta version, the first version of the website will be up and running. There's only 2 pages I'm working on. I'm working on the Meet the Team section and the events section. And me and the SCV chat team are discussing what is our favorite episodes for the archive section. And you're more than welcome to submit episodes for us to rewatch, for us to put in the archive section, or if you have any suggestions. But without further ado, that's kind of just what I want to give y'all an update on the website. We are steadily pushing it. And it's going to be great. We have a lot of great ideas for the website as well, what it will continue to do. There's actually a hint on one of the SCV Chat's next project after we get done with the website. Now, of course, I will continue to work on the website all year long. That's just who I am. But there is a hint on the SCV Chat's next big project on this website somewhere. But I'm not going to reveal it just yet. But without further ado, guys, it's been another great episode of Look Around. Please remember on the next episode to please send your pictures, short videos, and write-ups to scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com to be featured on the upcoming episode of Look Around the Confederation. And if you are a camp or a division that have a project that you'd like to talk about live on Look Around the Confederation, you can also email us at scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. Please make sure to share this episode out and tune in to SCV Chat Monday at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time. We will be talking about the Swamp Fox in our series, The Heroes of Our Heroes. Make sure you share this out to all your Confederate groups. Thank you guys for another great episode of Look Around the Confederation. And remember, my friends, to stay Southern. Thank you, everybody.